Hi, I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. This heat wave is insane. It's insane. We're not coping very well in Japan, and I just want to tell you how much I'm not coping and let you know how much what I'm doing and still not coping. So first of all, if you haven't heard, it's all over the news. Japan is experiencing a terrible heat wave, one of the worst in its histories. In fact, 2 days ago on Monday, July the 23rd, Japan recorded its highest temperature ever. Ever, ever, ever. In Saitama Prefecture, it was 41.1 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't do Fahrenheit, but 31.1 degrees Celsius. Japan had never experienced a temperature like that ever before. But as you know, across the northern hemisphere, there has been a heat wave going on in Canada, Norway, Sweden, and Japan. And it's been absolutely terrible. Over 60 people have died, mostly elderly people. Over 22,000 people have been rushed to the hospital for heat-related injuries, you could say. So that means like heat stroke. And boy, I've been affected too. I haven't fainted yet. I know it's gonna happen, but I've been damn near close to it because honestly, I wake up in the morning, I take a shower. The 5 minutes it takes me to get from my apartment to my school, I'm dripping in sweat, soaked through my shirt with sweat. 5 minutes on a bicycle ride because it's just that hot, even in the early morning. And a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, but Japan is the same temperature as it is now. Why are people being so affected in Japan? We are suffering from the humidity plus the heat. So in other countries, it's maybe drier, the humidity isn't as high. But in Japan, different areas of Japan, the humidity is really, really high. It chokes you when you go outside. The moist air chokes you. It hits you immediately. Your body reacts by sweating more, and when you sweat more, you lose more water, and when you lose more water, you get dehydrated. Your body shuts down, and you can die or faint. And to combat that, what we have been doing, or what we're supposed to do, what we have been instructed to do, is drink a lot of water or sports drink like this. So this is Aquarius. This is like a sports drink like Gatorade, but better. It doesn't have any coloring. It just has the isotonic water, the water with minerals and salt that you need to rehydrate. I drink Aquarius. There's also Pocari Sweat. That's one of the most popular ones, and other different ones too. So I keep this. I refill my water bottle with it like constantly, and I try to hydrate drinking that whenever I feel like I'm gonna faint or before I go outside, trying to hydrate. But it's still super difficult to do because you're just sweating so much. For my part-time job, I have to ride my bike 20 minutes in the hot blazing sun. And you see this size bottle? This is what I will drink in that 20 minutes. So on the way, I'm just drinking to stay hydrated. Because by the time I get to work, the clothes I have on is soaked. I have my little kit to like combat that, because you don't want to go and teach people soaking wet and stinky winky. I have my fan to cool down. I have bug spray because on top of the heat, we have the freaking mosquitoes. So I got this, my bug spray. And then I have this. So these are fragrance wipes. There are many different types. I tried this one. It's a little too strong for me. But what you do is when you're sweaty, you just kind of take a little bath with it. You just wipe some areas, to stay fresh again, smelling like roses. So I use this every day. And sunscreen. This is very important because the UV rays have been super high. I use this normally in winter time. This is a part of my beauty regime. This is the only thing in my beauty regime. This is SPF 50, so it's some serious stuff. Usually I wouldn't be able to use sunblock because The American brands, I don't know, there's something in the formula that anytime I put it on my face, my lips swell up. I mean, my lips are already pretty big, so can you imagine them swollen? My lips swell up, my tongue swells up too, which is dangerous because that's obviously an indication that I'm having a reaction. So I didn't in the past normally wear sunblock because I'm allergic, but this Japanese one, no problem. In fact, the other day I didn't wear sunblock and I went to the beach and my skin was burning. And yes, I know, even though I'm black, I should still wear sunblock. I know, but I couldn't bother. But actually, I looked to buy some and I couldn't find any. So anyways, but I did, when I went to Shirahama recently, I did buy this. This is SPF 50. It's copper tone, but it's Japanese copper tone. It's made in Japan, so the formula is different from the American one. I use this all over. No burn. No burn. No reaction to my face. So Japanese sunblocks have a different reaction. Japanese sunscreens have a different what's it called? Not reaction. A different formula than American ones. So I think they're the best ones for you if you might have an allergy to them. So that's important to sunblock, but that really can't help when the heat is beating down on you and you feel like you're going to faint. And trust me, even in cool environments, even in an air-conditioned environment, you can still get heat stroke. Because, for example, at my school, I am very, very fortunate that the classrooms have aircon and the offices have aircon. There are schools, junior high school, elementary schools, where there's no aircon, and in the winter you're freezing, and in the summer you're burning up. So I'm very lucky. But the government expects the schools to conserve the energy. So you can't, right now I'm in my room, my apartment, I have my aircon on, I'm still feeling kind of hot, and it's on 25 degrees. That's what it's set to, the temperature is set to, and it's on blast. But I still feel hot because the sun is coming directly through my window, so the room still feels hot. When I come home in the afternoon, this room is boiling hot. It is a freaking sauna. But I digress. So at my office, to conserve energy, they have it set at 28. 28 is almost the same as what the temperature is outside. They have fans to try and circulate, but because the room is so big, it's not really helping. So even in an air-conditioned room, I'm still suffering from heat exhaustion. Yesterday, my eyesight went blurry. I couldn't see, and it was in the middle of, I was training some students, so I was like, keep going like you're okay, but I couldn't see anything. But I just stayed calm. I took a little break and I went for water, and that helped a little. But even in aircon situation, rooms with air conditioning, the heat still gets to you. And I think it was especially because I was coming from my house. So the 5-minute bike ride I take from my house still is enough time for my body to overreact, produce too much sweat, and then feel dehydrated. So you really have to be careful in this type of temperature because it's no joke. The people who have died so far have mostly been elderly people, and from what I've heard, they're actually either afraid to use air conditioning or they don't like it. It makes them feel too cold. So they think it's business as usual where they just turn on their fan and they'll be fine. But that's not going to work. It's not working. This is extreme weather conditions. It's not normal, and you really have to be careful with it. So a lot of elderly people have been dying in their homes or just walking from their homes to the supermarket or short distances, working in rice fields. People are still working in rice fields in this temperature, which is so dangerous. There was two separate incidences where elderly couples, two elderly couples died in their homes. So they were just in their home and they just died because it was that hot. And it's really unfortunate. It's dangerous weather. When I went to the convenience store, all the sports drinks were sold out. Vending machine sports drinks are being sold out. So people are trying to stay hydrated, and it is crazy. It is seriously crazy. To cool down, a lot of people have started. When I first started, I didn't know what it was. I saw people with these little square patches on their head. I'm like, what is that? And then I asked my students, and they're like, oh, it's a cooling patch. So I see a lot of people wearing cooling patches, especially little kids, teenagers, who are like teenagers, not so much adults, but the little kids and teenagers, they have those cooling patches on. And I feel especially bad for my students who are a part of club activities. In Japan, club activities are serious. It's a commitment you make. You have to go to the club activity every day. We have 1 month summer vacation, but it doesn't matter. You still have to go to your club activity almost every single day. And because of that, they're out there in the hot sun. The baseball team, the track and field team, the soccer team, the tennis team, they're all out there in the hot. Softball team, volleyball team is inside the auditorium, the gym, but that's still hot. So they're all out there. They're exercising. They're in the hot sun. And I'm just, every time I walk past, see them training, I'm just like, please let my kids survive this summer. Please let my kids survive this summer. But they're committed to it. They still have to go. So they're trying to stay cool by drinking lots of sports drinks too. But personally, I would send everyone home. I'd say stay home. It's a natural disaster. It's a natural disaster. It's you need to act appropriately. They need to go home. But yeah, that's the situation here in Japan. It's very dangerous. We're not coping very well. We really aren't. Everyone is tired. Everyone is exhausted. My head hurts every day now. But, we'll make it through somehow. I don't know how they're going to have the Olympics here in 2020. Like, seriously. How are people going to come to Japan in the summer and survive? You really can't survive Japan in the summer. Yeah, so that's it. That's the heat wave. Oh, let me show you how hot it is before I go. So now it is 34 degrees Celsius. As you can see here, there's a little, what's it called? A little thermometer that's basically warning you and saying if you go outside for too long, you will die. Yeah, we get those kind of warnings. And the humidity, let's check the humidity. 1 second. The humidity is currently 64 degrees, 64%. Oh my gosh, on Monday it's gonna rain. On Friday it's gonna rain. Oh my god, I'm so happy. We haven't had rain in 2 weeks. Sweet rain. So Friday will be a little cooler. It's going to rain, even if it's for a little. I'm so happy about that. But yeah, this heat wave is terrible. It's a horrible situation in Japan, but we're surviving somehow. So if you're living in Japan, remember you need to drink as much sports drinks as possible. Keep hydrated. Stay out of the sun. Don't go anywhere. Except for me, I'm going to escape to Jamaica next week. Next week, this time I'll be in Jamaica, which is also hot. But I'll be happy. So that's it for this video. Japan is melting. Till next time. Bye.